Hello. Yeah, we're gonna start a new series here called Vagrus. I have 28 sessions, all like pretty much over an hour or 2 hours in that one case of like 5 hours of Underrail already just sitting in the channel, and I figured I want to do something. I figured I'd add some variety. I'd bring up something that's kind of obscure and I think is a really cool game. I did think about doing an approaching Infinity because I did buy the game after I saw it on Dr. Infinity's channel, and I thought, well, this guy only plays like fucking roguelikes and shit, so this must be a roguelike. And I played it, and I thought it was a really cool game, and it was fun, but I didn't want to do a series on it because Dr. Incompetent is already doing a series on it, and he's like an 8,000 subscriber channel. It's not much at all, really. Way more than me. But I don't know. I didn't want to feel like a copycat. Obviously, I didn't want to feel like a copycat at all. So I decided I mean, he's doing it, and then suddenly, like a day later or two, or I start doing it. That'd just be fucking sus, wouldn't it? So we're going to play Vagrus. I'm going to delete all these saves. Now, huge notification here. I have played through this game quite a bit, but I use Cheat Engine a lot to give myself infinite movement points, essentially. So I could simply just do anything in the game and just explore the world fully. Obviously, that is not the intended play experience. It was just something I did. God damn, this is a lot of saves. I last played the game in 2021, apparently. Pretty much. Yeah, I got stuck on like this bugged quest. Yeah, I got really bugged at one point. I couldn't actually progress any longer because the quest was just completely bugged. It was like a storyline quest or something. I wasn't happy about it. I think I was pretty pissed that it actually happened. To the point where I just stopped playing the game entirely. But it has been a while. It has been a good long while. Wasteland mode.
Ah, yes. A Vagrus. What a profession. Daring and savvy, always watching the horizon, always looking for an opportunity, and of course, for what is best for his comitatus, eh? And you are a Vagrus too, are you not? Many of your kind have I seen in my long life as a vagabond. Care to listen to a story about your exquisite occupation, good master? It is a tale of woe and terror, but it is also a tale that is true, as I have seen it with mine own eyes. Fair enough, good master, fair enough. You don't want to hear tales of trusts betrayed and of bad decisions? It makes sense to me, with you also being a Vagrus and all that. Tell me, have you been long at it? And where do you come from? It is not often that I can talk to one of your kind.
Yeah, I wanted to skip the prologue because I've already played through it. It has no real effect as far as I recall on the actual main game. So it's like, just fuck it. I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just get straight into the meat of it. Create your Vagrus. I called it Vagrus. God, it's Vagrus. Okay. I don't know. I always thought it was. For some reason I thought it was Vagrus. I guess I'm just stupid. Dark Elf. Hmm. Half Elf? Demonkin. Orc. Human. Hmm. Savvy. I think I've always been a fan of Savvy. Let's go with Savvy. Human Tarkian. Background. Adventurer. Socrat. Artisan. Ranger. I feel like Ranger would be useful. So let's go with that. Select your calling. Trader. Extra storage equipment. Mercenary. +3 fighters. Explorer. Let's go with trader. But I do prefer I do like the fighting. Free play. Renown. Ten in-game years to complete this task. Let's go for it. Now, we already got like command here. Okay, I see. Uh, so what? We gotta take in. No, 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 no. I think we want stats. We're very perceptive. And have a. We don't need another point of authority. Let's see. We're definitely a trader, so we want more persuasion. Evaluate. Yeah, we're putting points into that. It's not the best. I will make no claims at being good at this game. I cheated in my playthrough. I maxed out everything for myself in my own playthrough. Okay, so I don't know builds. I don't recall all the tests I'm going to be doing to do missions and shit. I don't recall anything. I am completely blind. The hell is this? Can I change this portrait? Game? I can't. Good. Sure. I've. I don't. That name makes no sense to me. Honestly, I don't know. But fuck it.
Curious, curious. I am humbled to have made your acquaintance, good master. I am sure that many great adventures await you on your journeys. It was an honor talking to you, good master, but these old bones are aching, and I must rest now. Oh, yes. Perhaps we will talk in the morning. Perhaps we will. May the gods guard your sleep.
Sleep slowly but steadily begins to overwhelm you. It is the late hour, the exhausting journey, or the mesmerizing voice of the old man. You faintly recall stumbling to your tent and crawling inside. Then it is only darkness. Oof. Morning creeps up quietly on the arid wasteland. You wake up and step out of your tent and into the crisp air, yawning, stretching, and blinking in the orange light of the rising sun. The fiery orb's warm rays are welcome, in stark contrast to how you all will feel in a few hours. Your crew, groggy, still after an early start, shambles around camp, busy with their chores. Some of them are still huddled around their dying fires. You look at the horizon to the north and find it empty against the morning haze. Yet you know that beyond that jagged line, the way station of Karnak awaits. A short stop on your way to a proper city, less than a week of trudging through the plains, and you reach Torzag's shelter. You hope to rest there and find much needed work. In fact, this was the reason you took the Comitatus north to Terra Supra, the lands beyond. New opportunities. The previous Vagrus of this traveling company perished several weeks ago. And though you worked for her only for a few months and are indeed quite new to this wandering business, the crew elected you to take her place because she trusted your abilities. Mornin', Vagrus. One of the guards walks up to you and draws out you out of your reverie. That old geezer you talked to last night is about to leave and wanted to say goodbye before he does. You nod and head to the campfires. You find the old storyteller in the process of packing his meager equipment while whistling a tune. I can't whistle. I'm not going to attempt. You clear your throat discreetly. Thank you for coming, good master. The old man says, still fiddling with his sling bag. I will not go far to Torzak's shelter with you. My path leads elsewhere. I am grateful to you for letting me travel with your comitatus. Ah, yes, and I've earned my keep, because you had no coin nor anything of value when you came across him in the middle of nowhere 3 days ago. You allowed the old man to travel with you and eat from your stores in exchange for entertaining your crew with stories along the way. And true enough, no hour has passed since without a tale being recited by the strange fellow. He even made an effort to entertain you while sitting about your campfire last night. Be that as it may, you allowed him to tag along as an act of kindness. The old man turns to you and smiles innocently. I may be able to repay you more properly by giving some advice. Aye? You don't mind me saying, good master. You are only starting your venture as a Vagrus, and, perhaps you could use the wisdom. Listen to his advice. Alright, first off, there are a lot of rumors going around in a city as great as Grim Torzag, but even in smaller settlements too. Listen to these, for there's often truth in such talk and gossips. Such such talk and gossips can guide you to business opportunities, valuables, or interesting places. Often fresh news is the most valuable commodity you can possess, especially until you have a sizable cargo hold to haul large amounts of goods. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Cargo. Until you have a sizable cargo hold to haul large amounts of goods across the wasteland. If I were you, I'd find some work as soon as possible, preferably something your crew can manage without much difficulty. Perhaps from one of them trading houses. You could also find some passengers who are willing to pay for the security your comatas can provide, yes? Almost every Mancio has folk looking for traveling companions. The old man scratches his scraggly beard thoughtfully. Before setting out, it is best to decide what your destination will be and prepare accordingly. Wandering around aimlessly in the wasteland is a sure way to get killed, or to starve. Good master. Yet, one's chances are better when the burden can be shared with trusty companions. I'd start looking for such folk as soon as I'm in a big city. There's a man I know in Torsag, now that I think about it, who could help you with such matters and more. Bad dogs causing problems. Give me a second. Yeah, one of the gates were open, so dogs were moving to places they shouldn't be. The chap is called Braxius. Strange fellow, really. Not only because of his peculiar lineage. You'll see. He runs a shop. Ah, yes. He'll buy any trinket off of you that you do not need any longer. He may sell you something useful, too. Who knows? I'm just remembering that. He once sold a Gavranian wood talisman to an orc mercenary who... The old man stops abruptly when he notices the expression on your face. He smiles apologetically. Um, where was I, good master? Ask him where you can find this man called Braxius. Oh, aye, Braxius, shop, just east off of the Calrish Market, in a small street that has a dark stone statue of Mercatus over a fountain. Best of luck, Irophons, be with you. Good master. I'd better be going now. You thank him and wish him well in his journey. Watch the old man as he walks away, alone, into the wasteland. It is time to set out. Hi, Sophia. Hello, little girl. It is time to set out. Torzak's shelter is waiting. But before that, it would behoove you to visit Kernak Way Station, only about a day's travel to the north. You could obtain much needed supplies and news there. Maybe even find work, who knows? Where the fuck am I? It's my first thought. Scout. Send scouts. No results. I don't know. Okay, move on. Enter. The Kamatatas descends into the great basin that shelters Karnak Way Station from the worst of the jagged waste, dust, and rock storms. Even at this distance from the walled compound, you can see that the outpost is vastly overcrowded. Dozens of Kamatati and literally hundreds of travelers swarm the confines of Karnak Station, which is now surrounded by makeshift camps and improvised mansions. What is going on here? You arrive at the gate. A pair of gruff-looking mercenaries walk out to meet you and give you a half-hearted hail. The first one to speak is a tall, lean, tainted fellow armed with a barbed spear. Gotta say, you folk keep popping up like wraiths around a rotten corpse. He sighs heavily. Alright, move your ass over there and try to settle in without a fuss. You nod to the mercenaries and lead the Kamatas to the designated spot. The crew strikes camp and everyone is settled in after an hour. Time to explore. Let's check out the market first. Apparently I have pottery. Where is... How do I check price history? Not in demand. Oh, here's price history. Okay, so... luxury wine. Let's see. Well, I suppose the only price history I have is of this place, basically, so... not much at all. I don't quite recall what I can buy from here for cheap. Dyes, 5, 8. I just need more, I need more data to really figure out where I can sell. Really. I'd like another scout. Neat. Okay, let's make some easy cash here. Rumors. Trade routes blocked. Karnak Station is abuzz with traders who now have a lot of unsold merchandise on their hands due to the blockade down up south. They say that wine might fetch an especially good price up north. Pottery is in demand. Wine. It's quite costly. I will buy 10. No, I will buy 15. And then I will decide if that's going to be worth it or not when I get there. I'm gonna hire another worker. I don't have any companions yet. Guarded compound. The whole compound is crowded with people, travelers, Kamatatas crews, vagrants, mercenary warbands, trading house agents, smugglers, prostitutes, thieves, and of course beggars. The largest stone building housing the tavern is filled to the brim with customers, so much so that you cannot get inside. You cannot get inside for a drink. Luckily, they had the sense to set up a bar outside too, and the kitchens try to serve as many of the clientele as possible. Should you be into jacra meat steaks or fried horde larvae, that is, the noise and the stench of sweat and booze makes you feel like you are in a war camp. Asking around, you hear of several organizations looking for transportation of goods and personnel. Talk to the agents of the factions looking for someone to haul goods and take passengers. A quick survey of the options reveals several factions that are willing to pay you for hauling their cargo and taking people to Torzag's shelter up north. There are agents of a trading house trying to cut losses, as well as a bunch of shady fellows, probably smugglers, who promise you will not regret taking them and their stuff to the great city. Excuse me? Another group, some pilgrims who wanted to reach a shrine in the north. Now is to turn back towards the shelter. Last but not least, there's a company of foreign merchants from the Dragonlands looking for a new market. I believe these guys. As per the agreement, you have to travel to the city without unnecessary delay, and they will add their remaining supplies to your stores when you arrive. You will be handsomely compensated when you reach towards the shelter's gates. Eat, chat, and drink with travelers. After ordering a mug of mushroom ale and some food, you sit down on a bench under dusty awnings and take a look around. There are all kinds of people here. Ferocious-looking orc mercenaries, arm wrestling, arm wrestling, arm wrestle, arm wrestle at a long table nearby, laughing out loud at bawdy jokes. A tainted woman juggling knives with 6 long, 3-jointed arms, intimidating dragonkin warriors in colorful steel armor. Tarkian traders lounging on large pillows around a small portable table with cups of coffee and a hookah. A dwarf selling scavenged junk from the back of a tumble-down cart. Even weird insect people you have never seen before, chittering away in their melodious language. There's some other vagri you can talk to, and soon learn the reason for the state of this place. Apparently, the Imperial agents have closed off the only pass through the Sepus Mountains in the south, and not too long ago, turning back anyone and everyone on both sides. This plunged the travel plans and business enterprises of many into utter chaos. People suspect that this is a reaction to the strange earthquake several weeks ago, and the terrible windstorms that followed. The winds have been crazier than usual ever since, and many people engulfed by them complain about having nightmares and constant headaches. Ask around, ask about the winds and dreams. A young but uncharacteristically talkative, a Skolite novice has a sizable audience gather around him as he relates what he has gathered on the topic of the winds that have gone mad. It all started a week ago with that earthquake. People say that the epicenter was somewhere southwest of here. Since then, the wind has changed. Almost everyone here has had bad dreams or has heard strange voices in the wind, and the further southwest one goes, the more intense it gets. Many of us, I don't know what voices I'm doing for anything. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Perhaps I'm trying too hard. Many of his audience complain about headaches they get ever since they have heard the voices. There's such talk of travelers going insane and their brains literally burning to a crisp, though such talk is difficult to believe. We already did that. Do something else. Leave compound. Well, how much does this weigh? I could buy a full stack. I don't believe it's necessary. Oh god, the dogs! Oh, sorry, I just bumped my mic. Let's make a save game here. As everyone knows, I am kind of scummy when it comes to load the cargo and put up passenger. What? Do I need to? Ah! Okay. I see. Well... Is there anything here that would grant me another slot? Equipment, cargo, beasts. I wouldn't be able to afford it. What about lizards? No. Okay. Ill. Hmm. I guess I have no choice. Well, I made a bad decision. I forgot how the game worked. And I ended up losing money on these trades. That's my own fault. I'm just gonna take it on the chin. Yep. So... So yeah. I forget what does the red numbers mean? Potential failures. End the day here. Yeah, I know it's a difficult game. You don't need to tell me, dude. Ah, wait. I'm not even on the road. Wow. No wonder. No wonder. Yes, this is a very difficult game. How much? How many supplies do I have, actually? I forgot to check. Running a little low. Okay. Oh. Okay, they're not gonna find any supplies, evidently. We'll just end the day here. Liberate a slave. Get a worker. Ay, what a disaster. Why are we so upset, guys? Is it because of the forced marches? Oh, I I guess I'm fucking up already. The Comitatus is inside of the nearby settlement, eager to get some well-deserved rest, but what do the people who you took on at Kernak say about all this? They seem happy to have reached their destination. The great Blackblood Mountain towers ahead, crowned with black fortresses and jagged battlements. The single immense wall that blocks entry into the bowels of the mountain looms ahead. Your passengers are making ready to depart. But first, they check their cargo. Everything is intact. Excuse me. After giving you their remaining supplies, the one in charge hands you the agreed-upon fee for your services and turns to you before leaving. The Scythi... The... Skith... The... The Sith... The Sith... I have no fucking idea how to pronounce that. The Sithinus shall remember you as a friend, Vagrus. I have no idea, okay? I'm no fucking idea, okay? You reach the fortified gates of the great city. After waiting your turn at in the line of chatting travelers, bleeding beasts of burden, swearing loaders, exhausted slaves, decrepit pilgrims, and fellow vagri, you are greeted gruffly by guards under the shadow of the gatehouse. Approach the guards. You have nothing to hide, or at least there's no way they can find it. I'm not even smuggling, so. Hmm. How much is the tax? Not much at all. Just 3 changers. Some easy money. Ah. Let's go to the market district. You make your way to part of the market district. To the part of the market district that lies just east of the Cal Rish market. It takes a while to locate the statue of Mercadus overlooking the dried up fountain carved of dark stone. But when you do, you can see that the shop is indeed right where Ago said it would be. Ago said it would be. Huddled between 2 taller, decrepit buildings, Braxia's storefront is not much to look at, only his name is written on the stone slab above the doorway. No sign, no display, no stall, nothing. Inside is a dark little room with a dirty counter, a strange odor of nondescript trash that barely passes for wares, and a demonkin fellow, fiddling with absent-mindedly with some gadget. He looks up as you enter. What can I do for you? He says with a ghoulish grin. He can't help it. He has pointed teeth, a big nose, and a crown of jagged horns that not only adorns the top of his head, but also the sides of his jaws. His eyes burn with a pale orange light, and he's surrounded with an almost palpable aura of nervousness. Surely this cannot be the man you were guided to. Are you Braxius? Oh yeah, in the flesh. Braxius. Oh yeah, in the flesh. Braxius bows his head theatrically. You explain to him that an old wanderer called Agos sent you to him. Agos, I don't care. Told you to come to him if you wanted to find the right people for a comitatus. Braxius smiles his fiendish smile upon hearing your story. Indeed, I do specialize in connecting such people. I might have someone you will find useful, and even help you in getting them to join you. And I owe Agos, so there. Everybody wins. This fellow I have in mind wants to return to the road. He used to be, well connected many years ago. Worked for some crime syndicate or another. Then he disappeared for a while. He came back a year or so and became a bouncer, but someone with his abilities will never sit on his arse for too long. Now that he's eager to set out again, he came to beautiful Tor Zags to find a comitatus, or some similar arrangement. He calls himself Harvick. Mind you, he might have his own reasons to hit the road. You'll have to work that out with him yourself. When you ask him what you owe him for this, he simply shakes his head. Nothing. Like I said, I owe Agos, and he told me that I can pay him back by aiding people he sends to me. Odd, right? Well, not so much, really. At any rate, I can arrange a meeting with Harvick for you. Minutes after you tell Braxius that you wish to meet this Harvick, he has closed down the shop and is leading you up to where you can talk to the man. You soon arrive at a stinking watering hole at the end of an alley, somewhere between the market district and the undercity. The sign has a feeding carrion bird on it. Underneath, crooked letters spell out the name, the Grinding Gizzard. You find a quiet table in a corner while Braxius gets you a couple of drinks. By the time you finish the first, a large man approaches and greets you curtly. The first thing everyone notices about Harvick is his scythe-like right arm, as well as his other insectoid features. Clearly the result of the taint. He observes you with compound eyes before talking in a rasp. I am told you are looking for my services. For someone to join a comitatus. If you want someone to be able to take care of the rough stuff, I'm your man. Harvick has seen a lot of action. He's tough as nails and knows a lot of, less savory people, if you know what I mean. Ask away, Vagrus. I seek ye have questions, Harvick says, twitching his mandibles. Harvick nods. I'm listening, Vagrus. I'm listening. Say something, please. Ask him about his skills and abilities. If you're looking for a fighter, look no further, Harvick says, leaning on the table. He is indeed in peak physical condition, and seems like someone you would not want to provoke in general. As for the rest, I know how to survive and remain unseen out there, and I can be of great help when dealing with the underworld, collegia, syndicates, cons, you name it. I can also make people talk, only when necessary, of course. Ask him about his past. Harvick clicks his tongue. I suppose I owe you some kind of explanation. Long story short, I ran with some gangs down south, in Port Navarum. I was nobody important, but I always got the job done. I was but a kid when they set me up for something I ain't done. I went to Purgatoria. You heard of the place, Vagrus? Not a pretty place, I tell ya. I was there for 12 years. Anyway, I got out and started making a living from what I learned there. I got introduced to some Collegium fellow members. You can click on these and you'll get lore things. I'm not gonna read it. I'm sorry. I just cannot put myself through that. This is already dragging out. It's mostly just been 44 minutes of me reading. which is probably terrible due to my audio, and my voice. Apologies. Anyway, I got out and started making a living from what I learned there. I got introduced to some Collegium members. Lately, I had enough of sitting on my ass and decided to try working for a Vagrus. That's all there is to know about the past. Ask why he wants to be on the road. You mean apart from being tired of sitting on my ass? Alright, might as well be honest about it. So the thing is that a recent encounter opened my eyes to the fact that those who got me into that damn prison are still out and about. I might as well pay them a visit and get some kind of payback. These people are all around the realms. I will not go out of my way to look for them, but if I find one of them, I'll let you know. We can talk about possibilities. What are we paying him? A lyric is the brown one. Got it. Harvick rises from the chair as you start to haggle the price. The chick said, "No need. If you don't wish to pay fee, I can live without it. I'll meet you in the Mancio. As far as I'm concerned, we can get on the road right away." Here I'm out. Alright, so there are two fellows here in Torzags I could put you in contact with. Both have their own problems, so to say, that they are trying to solve, and I can, help you solve their problems for them. I can help you with one of the two. And you owe me for this. One is a dwarf, and a particularly nasty one. Don't you get discouraged. Given the right motivation, all that nastiness can be directed towards your foes. Captain is a specialist when it comes to dwarfy stuff, scrounging, smuggling, hoarding, business in general. And he's connected. He knows a lot of people in low places. The other one is an orc, and a tough one. He's somewhat of a celebrity around these parts, with won a few gladiator tournaments a few years ago. Then he started to train folks who wanted to become warriors rather than warrioring around himself. And I guess now he's fed up with that and wants to travel and fight again. A real champ. I think the dwarf is a better choice here, but I also need just a strong man in my team. Good, good. As I've said, Gorgoro is an orc, and as you'd expect, quite a warrior. Somewhat of a celebrity in this city, even. Though according to him, his gladiator days are behind him now. However, one of his associates got himself into some kind of trouble with powerful people. Now he has to answer for it, since the guy is technically a Lanista. He was given the opportunity to field a couple of gladiators against the gladiators of his accusers. Should he win, clear his name. However, should he win, clear his name. However, he himself cannot step into the arena, and only Gorgoro stepped up to defend him, meaning that there are two gladiators short, but I can get two fellows to round out the team. You win the fight using them, and thereby make Gorgoro indebted to you. He wanted to leave Torzag's shelter anyway, and you would owe me a favor, as I've indicated. Agree. Now we're talking, Captain. The pawnbroker claps excitedly. All right, just go about your business now. I need an hour or so to get things done. When you feel like it afterwards, make your way to Drea's Gladiator School here in the Market District. It's in the southwest corner. Talk to Dreas and Gorgoro. Offer them two gladiators for the upcoming match. When they ask you why you do this, simply say that you want to recruit Gorgoro before you leave the city. Then you only have to win the match. The two fighters I'm getting you will show up by then. I believe that the orc will need little convincing to join your crew. And don't thank me yet, Captain. And before you forget, you'll owe me. And a day will come when I'll need your aid. Well, what about the dwarf? Can I not just get both, sir? Like, hmm. Let's see. Buy something? Do I already have beast lures, actually? I can't recall. I do not have any. Okay, we're gonna buy some because it can be useful. This, we don't have anyone that uses magic. I'm gonna buy that. Okay. Leave it in the store. Let's save the game. Oh, it's the news circulating around the market. Hmm. It's the Calrish market. View the goods on display. What will you find today? Obsidian. Lower than the local price. Yeah, no. Lower than the local price. But I don't think... I don't believe that these guys really sell obsidian for cheap in the first place. I'm pretty sure obsidian... I know they sell a lot of obsidian. I was being silly, I guess. Pottery, pottery. Well, let's not think about this just yet. Devon, Sunrock. There's Devon. Oh, it's up there. How much are they paying for that? 2. Or we can go to Sunrock. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay. So, let's see. Explore. Go for a stroll. Walking down a dark street, you come to a level with an alley in which a small company of legionnaires is gathered, clearly drunk. 2 soldiers are holding down a young woman while another is tearing her cheap tunic apart while holding a meaty hand over her mouth. Their commander eyes you and your companions suspiciously for turning to you. Everything in order, citizen? We'll continue this later.